occasionally when I'm bored or I just run out of game to play, I'll try playing an older game, one that I've played several times before, just to remember the great story or gameplay that I associate with that game. This isn't one of those games. This is a newer game, in case you couldn't tell.
Hey idiot, yeah? Wait, why? It doesn't matter if this okay ends. Play this fucking game. Okay. Yeah, well, I mean, thanks for the free game, but why?
And so I installed the game, and this is what I got. A game about dwarves that are mining rocks and stone and other minerals, crap like that, with the assistance of a four-legged spider robot. Suffice it to say, it was not what I expected. But it was good fun, so that's cool. And I want to tell you how much fun it is throughout the remainder of this video. And I want you to try it after it and see if I was right, or at the very least, if you like the game, even if for different reasons. Made by Coffee Stain Publishing and Ghost Ship Games, two companies I've never heard of, this game is quite expansive, I have to say. Like, genuinely, I've never seen a game that, like, has a actual hub area that large. Like, it is way too large. But, I mean, you know what? I'm not exactly complaining either, because it's pretty damn fun just to be in the hub world. That's not something I can say about many games. Most games you have to actually, play the game to have fun. But with this, you can just walk around in the hub world, and it's pretty fun with friends if you have any. Otherwise, though, it's pretty damn boring. But, well, it's not what the game's for, so. But let's talk about the hub for a bit. Let's actually see what they've got, before we get into the gameplay. So, when you begin in the lobby, you'll have a character selection.
Let's rock and stone!
You have the options of the driller, the engineer, the gunner, or the scout. Personally, I play engineer. And right away we have the wardrobe, though in order to actually get clothes and hats and funny stuff like that, you go to the shop, obviously. As you can see at the shop, you have many options, of which I do not have all of them, or a lot of them for that matter, and you get these by getting minerals and money that you earn from missions. I don't think I need to explain that you get rewards for missions, but you use those rewards to buy cosmetics as well as upgrades for your gear. Once you've finished dripping out your driller, or whatever class you play, you go to the bar, and well, they've got a bit of an event going on right now, but don't mind the clutter, it's not normally like this. This is new. Okay.
Rockety rock and stone.
Yeah, the miners always say rock and stone. Apparently that's a funny reference to one of the legendary miners, but that's whatever. That's lore. You can spend time reading that on your own. Slap the leprechaun, and after a good mission, you come here to the bar, the Abyss Bar. Funny enough, you tip the.
I always feel bad when I forget to tip you, Lloyd.
His name is
Rock
Lloyd.
me like a
and you
stone.
buy a drink. Unfortunately, I don't have enough levels to get the Glyphid Slammer, which is apparently the best. But I mean, I've got
Round
the
of
Oreo,
Oreos, please.
so there's that. After a good mission with the boys, or by yourself, you drink a nice beer, or 2 or 3 or 4, get drunk,
Get in
throw
my
it into the pit, if you throw that far, and then you go back to do another mission, occasionally drunk, if you feel like it. Deep dives, I don't know what those are yet, but, Forge.
rock and roll.
Okay, I don't know what that is either. This
Galaxy's
is
finest.
the Battle Pass, which It's essentially the battle pass, alright? And oh, oh, never mind. But over here, you
Rock
can
and stone
upgrade or
forever!
change your equipment. Well, yeah, I don't think I need to explain that. Yes, I would like that upgrade.
This is gonna rock.
Oh, I got a
Hell
weapon skin.
yeah.
I changed the weapon skin. Right, doesn't look much better, but the point is, it's different. Okay, have I got anything else I can upgrade? Nope, but either way, I've exercised my point. We've got drone modification, which
Rock
is
on!
for Bosco, your all-purpose drone. Now, he is for when you're playing alone. Oh, you could
Rock
also
and
customize your
stone!
pickaxe.
It never gets old.
I don't have anything because I don't play this game nearly enough, but it's an option. The Memorial Hall, Peace to the Fallen. And then once you're done looking around at this actually really beautiful environment, like what the hell, you can tell they put a lot of effort into this, like, points for that. Like, I didn't even know you could go up there. But I'll do that later, actually. And once you're done, you know, chilling with your friends, having fun, you go to the mission selection table, and you choose a mission. And then you go mining. Okay, time to get into the nitty-gritty, the gameplay. What does the gameplay actually consist of? Okay, well, first you drop ship down to the mission, you know, I mean, you gotta get there somehow. And then you go in, alright? First thing you want to do, throw out lights. It's just so you can see, because, well, you're mining, and in mines, you don't really have a lot of light. Not natural light, at least. So, you throw torches. Occasionally, you'll need to jump down, or maybe you'll just be able to walk to your location. Either way, you will come across the occasional enemy, be it bugs, or whatever region you're in's enemy. For this case, though, it was bugs. And, well, yeah. The main gameplay loop with this game, or at least what I think is the gameplay loop, I'm not exactly an expert at making video game essays. This is my first one. But what I believe to be the main gameplay loop is just fight, mine, fight, get out. It's that simple. You could probably turn it into one of those crappy t-shirts. Get up, mine, sleep, repeat. Like, it's oddly satisfying according to the gameplay screen, but that's about it for gameplay. There are different modes. There's just straight up mining minerals, there's modes where you have to find eggs, there's a mode where you have to build a whole ass refinery looking thing, which I might show later, but that's essentially the main modes, at least from what I've played. And it's, well, you're miners, so I don't think I need to explain that you need to mine. I mean, that's the main premise of the game. Mine, mine, mine away. Or, if you're really that type of person, diggy, diggy hole. But, you know, that's only for the older people watching this video, if anyone watches at all. Another thing I want to talk about as well is the music. The music in this game is just, oh, it is brilliant. And I realize now you probably can't hear the music. Actually, I think I know what I'll do. You're mining in the cavern when you realize that you've run out of space for materials. You need to call Molly. So you do that. You call Molly. And then it hits you. Mission Control says there's a swarm incoming. Great. That's a whole lot of enemies and you can't waste your time mining. So you deposit any materials you've got. You know that whatever's coming next is going to be a big, big fight. And you can't be wasting anything. And then the swarm comes in. And the music hits. I swear that all of the music in this game really just truly accentuates everything that's going on so much that I had to turn the volume up in this game, in this clip, just to truly get the feeling of mining in a deep cavern. I mean, you hear that? If that isn't good music, I don't know what is. Silence for a bit, but only for a bit. Things get calm, too calm, and then you turn around. The big beast has arrived. The final boss of this wave of enemies, if you will. And he hits you. He hits you hard. Well, not hard. And then his friends come.
The wave is almost over. Wipe out what's left.
Alright. Do the only reasonable thing and run away to cover.
Sentry gun needs assembly. Sentry on. Sentry gun needs assembly.
The music clearly got heavier at this point. It knew you were reaching the final boss stage, and as such, the music made it sound like that. And then the wave's over. No more enemies come in, so no more music. As you eliminate the final enemy, the music comes back, but quieter, calmer, and well, it's like everything was before. Nice, calm, and quiet, even if corpses are laid all over the ground. You can relax now. You can go back to mining. You can do your job, even if a bit more wary.
Platform on.
And I mean, the whole game is littered with moments like that. It's just so amazing. I cannot stress how well the audio designers and all the people who worked on this beautiful game did at putting together that music at the right time to make it truly a worthwhile experience, just along with the rest of the game, right? Because, you know, the gameplay, the cool art style, the cool premise, that alone wasn't enough to drag you in. They had to have amazing music too. I mean, come on, there's points for that, right? There has to be. Besides, I haven't played a game that's music accentuates the gameplay in such a good way in a while. It's crazy how many games you find waste their ability to make music. Then again, I'm not exactly an artist, so maybe I'm wrong on that, but you know, I personally would like to imagine that I'm right in saying that most video games now don't use the music to their advantage. Even if they do use cool ways to implement the music into the game, it still doesn't make what you're doing feel any more impactful. It doesn't affect your actual game. Like, it doesn't affect the sessional gameplay in all that much. It's just kind of a cool background thing, you know? But with this, it's more than a cool background thing. It is a part of the gameplay. It's almost empty without it. Why would you play this game without music? You don't have to worry about copyright either, so it's... well, at least you shouldn't have to worry about copyright, but, you know, it's just... why not worry? If you can't worry about it, you know, if you don't gotta worry about it, why not have the music there? Especially when it enhances the game in such a positive and beautiful way. Now, in case it wasn't obvious by the clip that I'm using for, or the clips that I'm using for most of the background footage of this video, it's a game you can play with your friends, especially if you've seen my previous video on this game. You would know that, and it's a fun game with your friends as well. And, you know, as I said before, you don't even have to play with your friends, it's just preferred. And hey, for what it's worth, I did manage to get some clips of playing by myself, obviously with that bit from the music part, and hey, guess what? I managed to get some footage from Bosco. Say hi, Bosco. Now, for other things like the UI, well, I'd say they're just as good. I mean, clearly look at the UI just from the gameplay that I'm showing right now. It doesn't get in the way of the game. You can still see what it is you're mining. You can still see your surroundings around you without having your surroundings around you. To see your surroundings without, you know, the UI getting in the way. You know what does what, and that's all you need. And, well, the map, there's no mini map, so you just kind of have to, I'm pretty sure it's, you press touchpad or whatever the button is, or whatever the key is if you're on PC, or if this game is on Xbox, whatever button does that on Xbox. So, you know, the UI is still pretty good. I mean, I'm not going to show it now because I don't have the recording and I can't be bothered to make one. Plus, I probably show it later in the recording. But there's a thing in the hub world that's really confusing, and apparently it's like for your achievements that you've gotten throughout the game, but like in-game achievements, not your trophies if you're on PlayStation or Steam achievements. But it's like achievements that your character has done and all that, and the main, like, that menu, either it's just there are way too many quote-unquote achievements that you can do, or there are way or the UI for that thing alone is just really small. The rest of the game, the UI is fine and all that, but for that, it's just really small, and I don't get it. But otherwise, it's fine. I also want to talk about this game's art style, because I haven't seen many games done this way. I mean, yeah, there are plenty of cool, creative, animated games, but none that are done like this. I mean, you can see that you can like sort of see the polygons, but it's still good graphics. It's just you can see where, you know, things would normally be round. Instead, you see when them like what they look like with less polygon. I don't know the gaming terms. I'm not a game developer and I don't know those terms, but I'm pretty sure it's polygons. You can see the polygons and they look really good despite that. You know, not everything has to be super high graphics, you know, where you need a 3090 just to play the game. I mean, don't get me wrong, when they do that it looks cool, but that doesn't make your game better. It just makes your game look better, you know? If the game itself is bad, it doesn't matter what it looks like, right? Same if the game's good. Like, original Call of Duty Black Ops 2. Dude, that game's amazing. It looks horrible, but that game's amazing. Graphics are kinda mid, but that game looks amazing. Like, same with COD 4. Graphics are mid at best, but the gameplay itself is worthwhile. The story is still worthwhile, that it doesn't matter how mid the graphics might be. Because so long as you can still see what's going on, there aren't really many problems, are there? And this game shows that, because, well, I mean, graphics is alright, but like the design is done differently to what most games do, and it shows that you don't need to have something super high definition where you can see each strand of facial hair on Captain Price or whatever. Don't get me wrong, I like seeing each strand of facial hair on his beard, but I like seeing each strand of his hair, but it's not necessary, and I think this game helps prove that. You know, you don't have to make things all that high definition, yeah, where you see each strand of hair. It's just kind of like, oh, it just needs to look good, and this looks good. But, you know, because the graphics weren't unique enough, just the idea, and like, what? I mean, I have never heard of a game until now that has you playing as a dwarf, and that's the only option, and you're mining. First of all, a mining game that isn't just like a point-to-click adventure on addictinggames.com or like cool math games. Like, whoa, didn't know those existed. And one this good as well. I mean, that's got to say something, right? But yeah, no, I mean, as well as restricting you to playing as a dwarf is definitely interesting. I mean, most games that give you the option as a dwarf are just kind of like, well, it is an option, but why would you pick it? But this game, you don't have the option, so suck it, gamers. You don't have a choice, you're playing as the dwarf now. But, yeah. And I also want to mention writing, which, considering that there isn't a lot of I've got to be careful what I say here, but there isn't a lot of writing in this game, but when, like, there's not a lot of things to say, really. It's just, oh, there's a swarm incoming, rock and stone, oh, the swarm's over, guys, or, oh, get to exfil, or, come on, now mine those minerals, or, like, when you're in the lobby, or, like, the hub world, stop goofing around, but for the most part, that's all voice lines, but even still, they managed to be entertaining, and the voice actors did a good job. I don't know who they are, but they did a good job, whoever they are, and if they ever see this, thank you for doing such a good job. It's really cool. But they probably will never see this, so what's that point? What's the point then? But even still, the jokes as well, they're pretty good. I mean, I've chuckled out loud a couple times just playing the game on my own and with friends. And not because they're telling jokes, but because the game's telling jokes. And granted, the jokes aren't the funniest jokes in the world. Like, it's not like being told by a professional comedian. Dave Chappelle ain't here, Kevin Hart ain't here, but like, this ain't a Bill Burr show or anything like that. But it's still like, oh, well, it's still kind of funny. I can still laugh at this without just it being cringe, because it's not cringe. So that's pretty pog. Okay, well, initially I'd planned for this to be a longer video analysis, or whatever you want to call it, a video essay if you fancy, but maybe there's just not much to talk about. Maybe I'm just really bad at this. This is my first time, and I probably will get better. That's what she said. But the point remains, I thought this was going to be longer. I don't know if it's just because there's not much to talk about, or because I'm bad at making video essays, but either way, we'll figure that out the more I do this, if I do this again, if I do something like this again. But, that's all I really got to say. So I'll leave you with a small clip of gameplay with my friends, well, before everything went down. So, to just make this video that bit more fun, to round it out. Bye.
Yup.
Someone's glitching out and I don't know who.
That probably be Dylan or Blake.
No,
No, that's Blake. It's the engineer.
Jesse, why are you here?
Where's Dylan? Where's Jesse? He's not in the fucking thing.
He's at the fucking bottom.
Where's Jesse?
Oh my god,
Where's
Jesse.
Jesse?
Rocket Stone
Jesse, where are
Jesse.
you? Oh, I see where he is.
He's gonna die of, like, incineration.
me and Jesse are both gonna die.
That's your first time experiencing
thought
that,
it.
right?
You guys, like, fall into Jesse.
Yeah, we fall into-
Jesse, stop gargling on nut juice and, like, bro, actually.
I'm drinking my pineapple drink.
I'm actually gonna piss myself because I'm laughing so much.
Damn,
Do it, no
Jesse.
balls.
Adam loaded faster. It went backwards.
Oh my god, Hey, if you made it this far, I just want to say thanks. You just watching the video is cool, I think. But also, your support, if you give any, of course, means a lot. Because, videos are annoying to make. And I understand you might go, oh, yeah, but, like, Cry Me a River. I'm not going to. I'm just saying that the videos, if I decide to make if I decide to make video essays, in case it wasn't obvious by how long it took to get this one 20-minute, like almost 30-minute video out, just a 30-minute video, which I could do normally with gameplay, of an essay, it took this long to get this out, and while for the most part it was procrastination, I have to admit that, the other part was also just because I had a lot going on at the time, and also just because of how long it takes. I mean, depending on whether it's possible or not, I might even not be able to, depending on whether it's possible or not, I might not be able to, upload the type of video I want, or at least not the type of video, but like the full video, because I want to get a clip in, but I don't know if that's going to work. And to clarify, this is being recorded as of editing time, so this clip is at least not the gameplay that I'm currently showing, but my voice right now is being recorded as I'm editing it. So who knows, by the time the video is done, that clip may have already been put into the video. I don't know yet. But either way, you get my point. I mean, I like to say video making is easy and you could do it too, but that's a lie. It's not that great. I mean, I'm sure your favorite YouTuber has told you that being a YouTuber isn't great, and I mean, I'm sure they're right. Granted, I haven't reached their level of fame yet, so who knows, but still, you get my point, right? But yeah, this wasn't by, it was, I'd say it was pretty easy, but it was just tedious, and there were some annoying parts of it, but I want to do it just to see if you guys want to watch this type of content, and if you guys enjoy this type of content, I might do it more. But, you know, if I did anything wrong, tell me, give me some feedback in the comments, please, so I know if I decide to do another one, I know what to do and what not to do. But, yeah, I really appreciate it, just you showing up at all. So, I mean, thanks. Enjoy your day, night, evening, morning, potato, same difference, time zone, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, that's all. Ciao.
Hey, you. You're finally awake.